In today's video, we'll see the real-life existences and inspirations of Demon Slayer characters and places, such as the real-life inspiration of Muzan, Inosuke, and real-life existence of places like the Infinity Castle and Splitted Rock. So, let's get started with Japanese real-life inspirations of Demon Slayer characters first. We'll start with Kokoshibo. Most of the characters on this list will have their appearance of gods or spirits, but Kokoshibo is one of the few who has his backstory tied to Japanese mythology. His character's arc is very akin to Tsukiyomi, one of the three noble children of Izanagi and Izanami. He is the god of the moon, tying directly to Kokoshiba's breast style. More than that, Tsukiyomi was shunned by Amaterasu after killing fellow god Ukemochi. This plays directly into his relationship with his brother, Yorichi Sugikuni, both choosing very different paths from one another and representing the same elements as their respective gods. Next is obviously Yorichi. As I told about him just now, Yorichi is a representation of Amaterasu, the goddess of the sun, and the universe as a whole. She is one of the greatest deities in Japanese mythology, as well as one of the strongest. It's very apt for the strongest demon slayer in history and originator of breast-style fighting. He's also, in a way, the beacon of hope for other demon slayers, just as Amaterasu is the shining heaven to her followers. While he doesn't share the same gender as her, Amaterasu's fingerprints are all over his character. After him, we have Nakime. The biwa-playing demon is based on the biwa Boku Boku, a spirit whose literal head is a biwa. While Nakime doesn't have that appearance, for obvious reasons it would look ridiculous, but she shares much of the yokai's personal traits. It's said to be ambivalent and seen calmly plucking its strings within a tatami room. Sound familiar? That's the extent of what Nakime does throughout the entire series, acting more like a gatekeeper than an actual character. The yokai also laments being seen as useless, something Nakime will never need to worry about. Next up, we have the Tongue Demon. This demon is only there to get killed in the show, but that doesn't mean its design wasn't found in Japanese mythology. He's based on the Akaname, a spirit or ghost who appears in the Toriyama Seikin's book, Gazu Hyake Yagyo. They are known to be filth lickers, creatures who would lick the scum out of bathtubs and bathrooms. They aren't exactly the most intimidating demon around. However, it's fitting for the role the demon plays in the show. They are the bottom of the barrel scum, who are only there to serve others. The Tongue Demon wasn't the only creature pulled from the mind of Toriyama Seikin, Yahaba coming from his pages as well. He's based on the Tenome, creatures that are often blind, having their eyes in their palms rather than the face. They've even made appearances in other forms of media, such as the Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth and being a boss in the game Cuphead. It's a popular design, and one that was altered some for the show as Yahaba isn't completely blind, but the influences of the Tenome are shown throughout his character. Now we have Kyogai. Kyogai is one of the few based on an actual god rather than a spirit or demon. Strange considering how low on the totem pole he ended up being in the demon hierarchy. Still, there are worse things than being based around Rajin, the god of thunder, lightning, and storms in Japan. His personality differs greatly from his god counterpart, but the similarities between their appearance are uncanny. Both have taiko drums surrounding them, said drums being the source of much of their power. With Kyogai, he uses different drums to attack his foes, while Rajin, it helps him create the sound of thunder in the stormy sky. Next is the Spider Family. In mythology, there's a race of spider-like yokai known as Tsuchigumo. The term is also used in a derogatory sense for renegade clans, fitting considering how unlike a true family they are in the series. Mother Spider in particular receiving nothing more than abuse until she meets her end at the hands of our protagonist. This is one of the more loose interpretations, as only half of the family seems to take on true spider-like qualities, the males, while the other half appears more human, females. The inspiration is still clearly there, however. Next up, we have one from our favorite trio, Inosuke. Not all mythical beasts are evil spirits or monsters hell-bent on consuming human flesh. Some choose to protect humans. The Baku is a heavenly beast that watches over humanity, eating away at their bad dreams. Yokai fear it, much as demons grow to fear Inosuke for his combat prowess. Where they are the most similar is their appearance. Baku being made up of all the leftover pieces of animals, taking mutt to the next level. Inosuke can be seen in the same light, having an equally bizarre appearance, with the mix of animal hide covering his body and his character-defining boar head. Guess what? Our last character is the Demon King himself, Muzan Kibitsuji. This is the most obvious of any of this list, especially for anyone who knows a little bit about Japanese mythology. Muzan is modeled after Nurari Hyun, the supreme leader of all spirits or ghosts. Every spirit listens to his every word, never questioning it, as the demons do with Muzan throughout the series. Their personalities are also similar, having a vanity to them. Nurari Hyun showing this through his love for expensive food, and Muzan for consistently dressing in a fancy manner. Both are incredibly intelligent as well, a necessity when you are at the top of the food chain. The only real difference between the pair is Muzan doesn't have the misshapen head. Talking about Muzan's real-life example, we have his own Infinity Castle in real life. Muzan Kibitsuji's Infinity Castle. Demon Slayer's Infinity Castle can be found in real life. Ukawaso Hotel, located in Fukushima's prefecture, is a popular Japanese hot spring resort hotel, and the interior design of the hotel looks like an infinity castle. You will feel like you are in the Infinity Castle as you walk into the hotel. What makes it more real is shamisen, Japanese stringed musical instrument, performance held from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day. You may be surprised because that performance looks exactly like Nakime playing her biwa in Infinity Castle in the anime scene. The hotel itself is surrounded by beautiful nature, showing naturally different views depending on the season. Next, in Kimetsu no Yaiba, the flower of wisteria appears in Demon Slayer as what demons hate. Aspiring Demon Slayers prove themselves by taking the rigorous final selection. This practical examination involves successfully surviving a week on the wisteria-covered Mount Fujikasane, where hordes of demons are trapped. We have a similar real-life place in Japan called Ashikaga Flower Park. It was originally started as a farm in 1968 and was expanded to a flower theme park in 1997. There are various flowers blooming from season to season, and the park is colored with many flowers. More than 1.5 million visitors visit this Demon Slayer real-life location annually. This is surely the most popular of the Kimetsu no Yaiba places in real life. The Itoseki Split Boulder. In the final selection of the enlistment test, Tanjiro's master demanded he cut a large rock in half with his sword, which he accomplished. It is a Shinto shrine located in Nara Prefecture, Japan. This huge stone that is split into two down the center, as though with one swift stroke, is aptly named Itoseki, which means a stone split with one stroke of the knife. This Demon Slayer's real-life location has now become a holy place for fans for the manga because they can recreate a memorable scene in which the protagonist splits a large boulder with his sword. Mount Kumotori. Mount Kumotori is the mountain where Tanjiro Kamado and his younger sister Nezuko Kamado were born and live. This mountain is the highest mountain in Tokyo. Real-life places of Demon Slayers like this mountain are very attractive. It is the only mountain in Tokyo that exceeds 2,000 meters. The mountain is along the border of Tokyo, Saitama, and Yamanashi prefectures. It is also the main stage at the beginning of the story. After the demons attack Tanjiro's family, he is running down the snowy mountain with his sister on his back, who was saved alone. That snowy mountain is exactly Mount Kumotori. Asakusa, where Tanjiro encounters Muzan. Asakusa is one of the most famous and most popular tourist spots in Tokyo, and is the place where Tanjiro first met Muzan Kibitsuji. Some of you may wonder why the Kaminariman Gate with a big red lantern, which is the landmark of Sensoji Temple, is missing in the anime scene. But it is because the setting is the Taisho era, and the Kaminariman Gate was burned down during that period. Visit Asakusa and see how similar or different from the anime scene with your own eyes. I know we all love Muzan as our own Michael Jackson, but we have a whole video about his dark secrets I bet no one knows. Here it is. Hurry up and don't miss.